What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST, and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, and now live on Instagram at It's Jaime Dee. I see we have Nino Brown, we have Rick. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we have Kara all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, live in the YouTube chat right now. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here on my live morning radio show. Thank you all so much. I see you, Noel. For those who are listening in their cars right now, thank you so much for not turning that AM or FM dial. And for those who are on the many streaming platforms that I'm on, I really, really, really appreciate you for supporting the Jaime Dee Show. Now, before we get into my weekend, daily news, and the social topic of the day, I want to take this time right now to send a special shout out and happy birthday to my wonderful sisters. So my youngest sister, Wynn, had her 16th birthday on November 12th, and she'll be getting her driver's license soon. Okay, happy birthday, Wynn. I see you growing up. You in high school, running track, getting straight A's, doing great, being in AP classes and more. You are doing a darn thing, Wynn. I am so proud of you. I'm so happy that you are excelling in your journey and you're doing all the amazing things as you continue to grow into the beautiful young woman that you are. And shout out to my family members. Everybody who don't know this, I am from Chicago, Illinois. I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. So that is where my family resides. And my other sister, Taylor, just turned 21 today. Yeah. This is the bell for you, Wynn. And this is the bell for you, Taylor. Yes, 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 yes. Happy birthday. Taylor has finally entered the ghetto. I'm sorry. I mean, adulthood. Taylor has finally entered adulthood. I'm sending both my sisters all of the love today as they are celebrating their birthday milestones and coming into age. They are two beautiful young women who are destined to do so many amazing things in this life. So make sure you watch out for my sister Wynn and my sister Taylor. Now, I swear it was only yesterday. I was helping to raise these little girls. They grew up so fast. Happy birthday again, ladies. Hope you both get everything you want out of life and more. You both deserve happiness, success, peace, prosperity, security, clarity, and whatever else good I did not mention, okay? I love you both more than words can ever imagine, describe, or illustrate. And to you, Taylor. Yep, I'm looking you dead in your face because I know you're probably watching this live right now. To you, Taylor, I'm looking at you dead in your face. And I'm going to say this on my live morning radio show with over 20,000 listeners on just the station itself, 15,000 listeners on the app, and all my other social media apps out there. I'm looking you dead in your face when I say, I don't care how old you think you are. I don't care that you just turned 21. You are still not grown. You ain't grown, girl. You are not grown. Don't be out there drinking and doing all that stuff. You know what stuff I'm talking about. Don't be out there doing it. Oh, but no, seriously. Look, I just said LOL. Enjoy your 21st birthday, Taylor. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. It only comes once. And once you enter into this threshold, all of your adult years seem to mesh together and zoom by. So make sure to enjoy your youth, enjoy your 20s, make mistakes, learn from them, and have fun. It is so fun being a young adult. Turn up. She's all the way in Tampa, Florida. She's attending the University of South Florida. Yes, 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 yes. I'm so proud of you both. Happy birthday. Yes, I swear I was 21 last year too. All right, look, I want to tell y'all that I love my sisters. I'm so happy for them. I'm happy that they are still alive. I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm happy that my family's alive. And I'm happy that we're able to enjoy and celebrate these milestones together, even though we may not be in the same city. Again, my family's all the way in Chicago. I am here in Las Vegas, Nevada. My sister, who just turned 21, Taylor, is in Tampa, Florida, in undergrad. So even though we may not be able to celebrate, you know, I want to let you guys know I'm always with you in spirit. I'm always celebrating you every day, no matter what day it may be, no matter what occasion it may be. I'm always celebrating you and I'm loving you and I'm pushing for your life. All right. By the way, they will be here this week for Thanksgiving in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you might see them on my live morning radio show. So make sure to tune in. You might get to meet some of my family. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have a discussion on my weekend, some daily news, and we're going to have a discussion on, is it ever okay? Is domestic violence ever okay or justified? You heard me right. Is domestic violence ever okay or justified. So make sure you stick around because we're going to have this conversation. And I know it's a very sensitive topic, but I want you guys to actually get in and talk about this, all right? Don't go anywhere. This is the Jaime Dee Show live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, a real live morning radio show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here on this hump day. I'm just kidding. It's Monday. I had to throw y'all off. It's Monday. We just started a new week. Yay. All right, so let's get into some daily news. Actually, I know you guys want to hear about my weekend. To be very, very, very honest, I actually didn't do anything. Yeah, this weekend I didn't do anything. I've literally been in my house, relaxing, chilling out, healing. I really have nothing exciting to do. I personally stayed completely away from F1. I got invited to some things. Shout out to Jack Daniels. They reached out to me a few times to come out to their private event. Shout out to Jack Daniels. I'm sorry, I was just healing and not in the mood, and my foot was swollen again. Y'all, I'm gonna make it. I'll make it. And shout out to Rihanna. Rihanna was here in Las Vegas. Now that I just choked. Shout out to Rihanna. Now that I would have got up, and if I would have needed to be in a wheelchair to go see Rihanna, I would have done so. But she did a quick pop-up at A$AP Rocky's event, and I wouldn't have made it on time anyway. So that was my weekend. But let's get into some daily news. As reported by Hollywood Unlocked. Now, I don't care what y'all got to say. I love this place. Waffle House employees are setting up picket lines and creating a petition after being fed up with a mandatory meal deduction charge that has affected their pay. I don't care that y'all think Waffle House is ghetto. They deserve their rights and their fair pay too. And I love their cooking. Listen, I love me a good hole in the wall. I love me some good ratchet places. Waffle House does it for me. So when I saw this news report, I'm like, don't be doing my Waffle House friends like this. So far, 13,000 employees have signed a petition protesting the $39 deduction on their paycheck as there are no options to have it removed. According to the New York Post, Waffle House employees are also asking for higher wages and more vital safety protocols due to the number of physical altercations with customers that have increased throughout the years. Again, I love me some good ratchet hood spots. Don't mean y'all gotta go there and act the freaking fool. Y'all be going to Waffle House and tearing that place up. I'm gonna need y'all to turn Waffle House loose, okay? Some of the employees said that the meal deduction charge is implemented even if they don't eat the food from the restaurant, along with not being able to take a meal break at all. The meal deductions have also increased, said Sydney Smith, a Georgia-based employee. The meal deductions have always been taken out, but it was only like $1.50 per shift. Then they decided to start bumping it up. Every day that you work now, it's about $3.75 that comes out of your check. That's more than I make an hour, end quote, is what Sydney Smith, a Georgia-based employee, explained. Let me tell y'all, just because Waffle House is ghetto don't mean y'all got to treat them ghetto, okay? Leave them people alone. Let them make y'all food because it tastes amazing. And they already have it hard enough working at Waffle House and serving a lot of you people. Yep, I said it, you people. Leave them people alone and pay them. Pay those people. If y'all have not been to Waffle House, y'all missing out. Let me tell y'all this. Waffle House is 24 hours. If I had to rank like breakfast food chains, I would say Waffle House first, IHOP second, and then Denny's third. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all agree. Hey, Tay, I see you. What up? What up? What up? Good to see y'all. But yeah, I just got to say Waffle House is my number one, especially after a good adult night. You still ain't grown, Taylor. All right. The Shade Room posted that if you're a pet lover, you may want to pay attention to this. A new warning for pet owners has been issued after a mysterious illness that affects dogs is spreading across the country. According to WSB-TV, an unknown respiratory illness is affecting dogs. Veterinarians say the illness is highly contagious and can be deadly. Here are the most reported symptoms. Similar to kennel cough, the symptoms include coughing, sneezing, nasal and or eye discharges, and lethargy. Reports say that the illness was reported first in Oregon in August. Oregon's Department of Agriculture received over 100 reports from vets regarding the illness. The executive director of the Washington Animal Disease Diagnostic Lab, Kevin Schnevik, told Kiro 7 Seattle pet owners to be aware of the symptoms as well as keep a close eye on their pets. Quote, your dog will run a fever and they won't feel good. They'll become very lethargic, meaning they want to lie around more than normal. They be wanting to play outside. And like you mentioned, the coughing part, that becomes more productive, more of a wet cough, like a hacking cough. And quote, this is what Kevin said. If you guys have any dogs with any of these symptoms, Kevin says, take your dog to the vet to get tested. It is scary out here. There are all these unknown illnesses, and now animals are starting to catch on to it. I remember when COVID first happened, there were reports saying that animals couldn't catch COVID, and then there were reports after that saying that animals couldn't catch COVID. You listen, please stay healthy. Please stay up on your vitamins. Please make sure that you as a human are getting checked out and make sure that your pets are getting checked out as well. I absolutely love animals, and animals to me are kind of like humans. So make sure you treat those animals right. Hey, I see you. What's up, Ella? Listen, what up? It's a pleasure to have you guys here. All right, as written by Spiritual Word, some convicted criminals in New York will now have their records sealed when applying for jobs and filling out housing applications after Governor Kathy Hochul signed the controversial new Clean Slate Act and ceremony this past Thursday. The governor held the progressive legislation as a way to get more ex-cons in the workforce, despite opposition from some police groups and law and order conservatives. She said, my number one job as the New York State governor is to keep the people safe. Quote, I believe that the best anti-crime tool we have is a job when people have steady work, end quote. The legislation seals eligible misdemeanor records after 3 years and certain felony records after 8 years after their sentence is complete, as long as the offender does not commit another crime during that time. Charges eligible to be sealed include misdemeanors such as disorderly conduct, larceny, and vandalism, as well as nonviolent felonies like money laundering, insurance fraud, and compelling prostitution. Criminals designated as Class A felonies like murder, predatory sexual assault, terrorism, arson, and kidnapping would not be eligible to have their records sealed. That excludes Class A felonies for drug possession. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm all about giving people grace who deserve grace. I'm all about second chances, and I surely am all about this. I think that people do deserve to have their record sealed because we all make mistakes. We're all humans. We all do things dumb. We all do things because we think they're justified, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Not saying it's right, but sometimes it happens, and we're at a point now where we're seeing so much crime. We're seeing so much theft, so much death, so much all these different things because people feel like their backs are against the wall, because they feel like the government is against them, because they feel as though that the social construction of reality makes them out to be a criminal after one mistake. And I know that it is proven that if you allow people to live who deserve it, regular lives after they serve their time, after they've learned their lesson, they can assimilate back into regular culture and be responsible, healthy, and respectful human beings. If you let these people out of jail, don't give them jobs, don't give them places to stay, don't allow them to get money, what do you think they're going to do? Commit more crimes. Duh. So I personally am with Governor Kathy out of New York. I don't know. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comments, because I personally believe that this is a good idea. I actually want to also play this news report that I heard. Take a listen. Let me know if you guys can hear the news report that should be playing. I think we may be having technical difficulties on the radio side, just in case.
Graduates. An exceptional young man who inspired so many of his peers on Rikers Island. Since coming home, he's done everything right. Found a job, contributes to his community. He's a positive role model. I spent the entire day with him going apartment to apartment, landlord to landlord, while getting doors slammed in our face because no one would rent to him due to his criminal record, and he is not alone. By providing true redemption for those who have earned a second chance, we are investing in public safety and our communities. Because of your signature on this bill today and the hard work of the legislator, millions of New Yorkers will get that fair chance that they deserve. I really look forward to seeing this positive impact this new law will have for years to come. Thank you all very much.
Now, that was Lala Anthony. She is known as an American TV personality and actress who was giving her testimony behind why she believes this is a historical moment that should be praised, that should be celebrated. And she personally believes that, like I said, if you give people the ability to re-enter into life and give them a fair chance to be respectful, healthy, and responsible human beings, they will be. And if you just allow people to see all of their mistakes and see all the things that they've been through, that will stop people from doing just that. And just like Lala Anthony said, when people were able to see other people's backgrounds, such as landlords and employers, they shut the door. They told them no, and they did not give them a chance. So again, I am all for this new law, period. I'm so happy that this was signed. The Clean Slate Act, I'm so happy, and I'm also supporting this act, All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into this conversation of, is domestic violence ever okay or justified? This will be a touchy subject, but I want you guys to get into this conversation. So when we come back after this break, get ready to, speak clearly. This is a safe space. So let's talk. This is the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST, and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Hello everyone, it's Shy from Nursing Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa. We're located right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Address 8360 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 220. We're located in the Summerlin area. Be sure to check us out. We are running specials on all services. That's right, 10% off all services the month of October, whatever you choose, regardless if it's a facial injectable treatment, body injectable treatment, wellness service such as IV hydration, weight loss therapy, or even skincare and getting a facial. You get 10% off all services this month. Be sure to mention the Jaime Dee Show and get an additional 15% off your next facial service. Make sure to give us a call at 725-205-1147. We hope to hear from everyone soon, and don't forget our special deals in 10/31/23.
From exhilarating natural wonders to enriching cultural moments and beyond, Illuminarium Las Vegas is the immersive entertainment venue at Area 15 with unique experiences like Wild, the Safari Experience, and Space, a journey to the moon and beyond. Open daily 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. with last admission at 7. Locals receive a 10% discount. Illuminarium, 3246 West Desert Inn Road. For more information, call 702-221-1200 or visit illuminarium.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST, and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show, a real live morning radio show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you listening into my live morning radio show, whether you are in your car here in Las Vegas or you're on one of the many streaming platforms like Instagram or YouTube and more. Hey, look, Dana says, I'm here and I'm still mad about Diddy. Look, if y'all haven't heard the drama with Diddy, Cassie, she used to date Diddy. She's an American rapper, song artist. Listen, she done sued Diddy and got that money with the quickness. They settled the next day. Woo! And actually, funny enough, she implicated domestic violence. And we're going to get into that topic right now. But before we do, I want to remind you guys that I will be at Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa this Tuesday, November 21st. Again, I'll be at Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa this Tuesday, November 21st from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. And we're giving out free facials while supplies last. Again, we're giving out free facials while supplies last. So I want you guys to come out to Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa, 8360 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 220, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. Again, that's 8360 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 220, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. If you guys want anything non-surgical procedure-wise, make sure that you guys check out Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa. She can give you guys that Botox, that facelift, that breast lift, that butt lift. She can freeze those lines right here in the forehead. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called frown lines. She can get rid of those bags under your eyes. She can make you look amazing. And she also has Aerolace technology that can really get that life together. So make sure you check out Shy Smith at Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa and let them know that the Jaime Dee Show sent you, because we do have some discounts. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And also, if you do book a facial with Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa, you will receive a free eyebrow or lip wax. Yes, if you book a facial with Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa, you will receive a free eyebrow or lip wax. So check them out. They're doing some great things in this community. All right, let's get into this conversation. Oh, I see my sister Taylor is in the YouTube chat. Happy birthday again. All right, so this conversation is going to be about domestic violence. Is domestic violence ever okay or justified? Now, I like to preface this segment by saying I absolutely do not condone unnecessary violence. The only time I condone ever putting your hands on someone is if you are defending yourself. However, I also agree and understand that defending yourself isn't always necessary, and it is okay to walk away. Make sure I said that. I'm trying to chop and screw what I have to say. Vicky on social media says domestic violence is never okay, ever, ever, ever. Williams family says domestic violence is never okay, but defending yourself is. Gigi says domestic violence is not okay. Kara says it as well. I'm sure we have a consensus that is not okay, but you got to ask, because you never know what people think in this crazy world that we live in. Now, I say this because I want to talk to you all about DV, domestic violence. Now, I know domestic violence is a very sensitive topic, and it is hard for a lot of people to talk about, especially those who have been victim of domestic violence. But I believe it's an important topic that shouldn't go undiscussed. I also understand that a lot of people think domestic violence just comes from being physically hurt by your significant other. However, through my research, I found that it could be so much more than that. Therefore, I want to read you guys a definition that I found from a trusted source. I'm going to say the word domestic violence or DV several times. So this is your verbal trigger warning if this becomes too hard for you to listen to. Please always remember that this is a safe space, and I want you all to feel comfortable enough and led to discuss with me and amongst yourself in the chat or call in at 702-221-7283. Again, 702-221-7283 to have this conversation, all right? Again, this is a safe space. We're all grown. Share your opinions. So according to justice.gov, quote, domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behavior in any relationship that is used by one partner to gain or maintain power and control over another intimate partner. Domestic violence can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, or technological actions or threats of actions or other patterns of coercive behavior that influence another person within an intimate partner relationship. This includes any behaviors that intimidate, manipulate, humiliate, isolate, frighten, terrorize, coerce, threaten, blame, hurt, injure, or wound someone. Domestic violence can happen to anyone regardless of race, age, sexual orientation, religion, sex, or gender identity. Again, it can happen to anybody. Domestic violence affects people of all social economic backgrounds and education levels. Domestic violence occurs in both opposite sex and same-sex relationships and can happen to intimate partners who are married, living together, dating, or share a child. Domestic violence not only affects those who are abused, but also has a substantial effect on family members, friends, co-workers, other witnesses, and the community at large. Children who grow up witnessing domestic violence are among those seriously affected by this crime. Frequent exposure to violence in the home not only predisposes children to numerous social and physical problems, but also teaches them that violence is a normal way of life, therefore increasing their risk of becoming society's next generation of victims and abusers. End quote. Again, this is from justice.org. There are many other definitions of domestic violence out there. Please do your research, and please understand that domestic violence stems way past just physical abuse. Now, I'm extremely against domestic violence, and putting your hands on anyone who cannot defend themselves, will not defend themselves, doesn't deserve it, didn't ask for it, and anything I may have not mentioned, because I don't have all the answers and I can't mention everything, but I know that domestic violence is never, ever, ever okay. Now, there are so many people in the world today who have fallen victim to domestic violence, and it's extremely sad. I can't understand why there are people out there who see nothing wrong with harming other people they say they love, care about, want to protect, and see themselves becoming one with. Now, we as people, I believe, need to work and practice on self-control, because while there are some people out there who are just evil, hear me out, who do things with no remorse and are repeat offenders, I do believe there are people out there who succumb to their emotions and feelings and end up doing something they didn't mean to do. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. I do believe that there are some people who make a mistake. I'm not saying this is okay, because it does not make it okay. Never. Domestic violence is never okay. But that is why I believe we need to really start pushing for social and emotional learning at a young age. Everyone needs therapy, counseling, or whatever you want to call it, because we all messed up out here. We are all messed up. We all have our own issues. We all have our own vices. Some of us are walking in a trauma response every day. Even if we sought help and we got the help that we wanted, it's not easy being human. It's not easy living life, and it's not easy being a victim either. Now, you can also be a victim who turns into an abuser. Let's make that very clear. You can be a victim who does turn into an abuser. Again, we truly need to push for everyone to understand and know how to regulate their emotions. DV can happen to anyone and everyone. And there is not one demographic we can blame for causing domestic violence. There are so many cases that go unreported and that really does not make it for the world to see or hear about. And to me, that makes me sad. Again, it's never okay to put your hands on anyone. There are so many signs to domestic violence, and I unfortunately don't have the time to go over all of them. But I do want you all to understand some common signs that, again, you can Google, you can ask other people about, or you can watch YouTube videos on. Some of these signs include telling you that you will never do anything right, showing extreme jealousy of your friends or time spent away from your partner, preventing or discouraging you from spending time with others, particularly friends, family members, or peers, insulting, demeaning, or shaming you, especially in front of other people, and more. Again, these are signs of DV. Now, if you didn't know this, I want you all to know that it is okay to leave. I don't care if you think that you need an excuse or not. You are not trapped. You are not alone. You are not supposed to work it out. And most importantly, you did not deserve it. I'm going to say it again. You did not deserve it. Remember that always. If you need help, please seek help. There's so many different ways you can seek help. And I know one way is to call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their number is 1-800-799-7233. Again, that is 1-800-799-7233. You are strong and you are able to overcome any situation that you are put in. Do not stay. We have IJS said, thank you for this. People need to hear this. And I completely agree. I understand this is a very touchy subject, but domestic violence is never okay. And these are conversations that we do need to have discussed, because if we don't discuss, people are going to feel like they can never leave. People are going to feel like they're not heard. People are going to feel like they deserve what happens to them. And domestic violence is never deserved. Now, I want you guys to stay there. Remember, this is a safe space. Continue to comment on the live chats. We have Kara on YouTube and Gina Chandler right now. Kara says facts. Gina Chandler says, right, please leave. Again, this is a safe space, but we are also adults. Speak your mind, speak your truth, and stand on your business. You're more than welcome to comment on any of the chats that I have open. I will acknowledge your comments. And as always, call in at 702-221-7283 so we can have this conversation, okay? We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll let you guys know while we're on this conversation on domestic violence. So stay tuned. This is the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST, and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. When we come back, we're going to have this conversation some more on, is domestic violence ever okay or justified? Stay right there.
Hello, everyone. It's Shy from Nursey Cosmetics and Aesthetics Wellness Spa. We're located right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Address 8360 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 220. We're located in the Summerlin area. Be sure to check us out. We are running specials on all services. That's right, 10% off all services the month of October, whatever you choose, regardless if it's a facial injectable treatment, body injectable treatment, wellness service such as IV hydration, weight loss therapy, or even skincare and getting a facial. You get 10% off all services this month. Be sure to mention the Jaime Dee Show and get an additional 15% off your next facial service. Make sure to give us a call at 725-205-1147. We hope to hear from everyone soon. And don't forget our special deals in 10/31/23.
The Big Bounce America, the world's largest touring inflatable event, bounces into town at Craig Ranch Regional Park from November 18th to the 26th. One ticket guarantees 3 hours of inflatable fun, featuring the world's biggest bounce house, with live DJs, party games, and more. The Giant, America's biggest inflatable obstacle course, Sports Slam, and making its debut in Las Vegas, Octo Blast, a deep-sea themed foam party. And it's not just for kids, but tickets are going fast. Get yours at thebigbounceamerica.com. This holiday season, Black Bear Diner is offering a limited menu with feature holiday specials and family meals. On Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, guests can enjoy a full 3-course holiday dinner, including 8-ounce home-style roasted turkey, 8-ounce old-fashioned smoked ham, and 10-ounce slow-roasted prime rib. All 3-course holiday specials come with a cup of soup for salad, cornbread muffin, mashed potatoes with gravy, green beans and cornbread stuffing, and a slice of pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Looking for less? Black Bear Diner is offering smaller portion, 4-ounce roasted turkey and smoked ham dinners with all the fixings. And both offerings are available as a Cub Dinner special for kids. You can also order family meals with 32-ounce protein choices, plus all the fixins and even a whole pumpkin pie. Black Bear Diner will begin serving its holiday offerings in diners starting at 11 a.m. on the day of each holiday. Visit blackbeardiner.com to find the location nearest you.
Hey, this is Bobby De Niro.
Hi, Doug Basham here. Join me Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon right here on KSHP AM 1400, 107.1 FM, and on major social media sites. As always, I'll tell you what your conservative, corporate-controlled, right-wing propaganda hate media isn't. You're welcome. That's Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon right here on KSHP. Be there.
The Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. And live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show, a real live morning radio show. Welcome in, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here. Yes. All right. It's Monday. And I know we're having a conversation about something very serious, but I want you guys to know that, again, if you need help, please seek help. Domestic violence is never okay. I'm going to say this more than once, but there is a national domestic violence hotline at 800-799-7233. You are never alone. And just like Angie said, if you are a victim of domestic violence, please leave safely. I understand that I can say this as much as I want to. You're not alone. You're not trapped. You can leave, all the stuff. But everybody has different circumstances and different situations, and sometimes they may not feel safe to leave. So when you are compelled to leave, leave. When you feel safe to leave, leave. Domestic violence is absolutely never okay. Hey, Alexa says she wants to speak on this topic. You're more than welcome to call in at 702-221-7283. Again, 702-221-7283. This is a real live morning radio show. Now, I brought this up because I saw a video on social media that truly touched me. And I want you all to take a listen to what this lady who was a victim of domestic violence had to say. And then let's discuss if you all think domestic violence is ever okay or justified. So take a listen.
There's been a law on the books that allows police to take away.
Wait, not this one. Hold on. We're gonna actually cut this one. We're gonna play the one that's under this part of the show rundown. So we're gonna have a conversation on if
no matter
domestic violence is okay. Take a listen.
Him or you know, how much I thought he loved me. He just kept on getting more and more abusive.
The attack sent Jenna to the hospital and into hiding. Shortly after 11 o'clock this morning, deputies with the Lucas County Sheriff's Office arrested Montrese Hughes, who's 29. He's now facing a charge of domestic violence. While she's waiting for the court proceedings, Jenna has a message for others who may be in a similar situation.
It's not worth going back, no matter how much you think the person loves you or how comfortable you are there. You need to expect if they put their hands on you the first time, then it's going to keep happening. It's only going to get worse.
Jenna says she's now getting help from her family and several agencies and organizations. She is right now focusing on the.
So again, I want you guys to remember you're more than welcome to call in at 702-221-7283. We are paying attention to the phone calls. 702-221-7283. If you want to get in on this conversation, you're more than welcome to. Now, in this conversation, in this audio, you heard this victim of domestic violence say, you're not loved enough to be a victim of domestic violence. Even if this person says they love you, even if this person says they care about you, even if this person says they did not mean it, none of that matters. You are never deserving of domestic violence. You never need to stay. And you do not have to believe them. I'm going to say this again. You do not have to believe them. On top of that, if you're my friend, I have said this to any and everybody. You don't need an excuse to leave. You don't need more than one strike to leave. You don't need that person. There's so many resources out there. If you feel like, oh, I can't leave this man or this woman or whoever that you may be dating because they're taking care of you financially, ma'am, sir, whoever you may be, there are resources for you to get back on your feet. There are people who will open up their doors for you. There are people who care about you. I'm going to say it. I care about you. I don't want you to be a victim of domestic violence. I don't want you to stay in a space that is unhealthy to you, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, or any of that. All right. So I do see that we have Alexis on line one, and I do want to get her on the call. Alexis, are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you so much for calling into the Jaime Dee Show. How are you, Alexis?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I'm so excited to be on the Jaime Dee Show. I always wanted to be. You always said you was going to do it, and you're doing it. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you, friend. Listen, I'm always doing what I can do. I'm going to keep pushing for whatever else I want to do. And I'm proud of you, too, because you're doing a lot of great things as a mother outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and as a model to the stars, a trainer to the stars, and more. So I'm proud of you, too, friend. I'm giving you this bell. You're doing the thing out there, Alexis.
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Listen, friends like you keep me going, so I appreciate it.
My pleasure. So I know you want to call in and talk about domestic violence. What's your thoughts?
Okay, so as a survivor of domestic violence and growing up in a household that had domestic violence, I am 100% against domestic violence, especially when there are children involved, because believe it or not, that can affect the way they grow up, and that can affect the way they choose their partners. So being in domestic violence, whether you have kids or not, is never okay. But especially when you have children, you have to be mindful of what they see, because even though you think that they're young, they're not going to know, they're not going to remember, they still have that subconscious mind that remembers, and it still will affect them. Because I chose relationships based on things that I saw my mom do, and like it affected the way I chose men. It affected the way I showed up in relationships and the way I like see my worth in those relationships, which is why I allowed men to hit me, whether it was physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever it was. I thought that was okay because that's what I've seen growing up. Now that I have evolved and I've grown and I experienced my own share of domestic violence, I 100% am against it, and I'll stand with anybody that's in domestic violence right now, because it's not easy to get out. It's not easy to just walk away. It's like an uphill battle. You got to fight every single day to say, is this going to be the day? Is this going to be the day? How am I going to do it? Am I going to survive after I leave? But just know that you're worthy. When the time is right, you're going to find your out, and God is not going to leave you out in that wilderness, out in that storm. Like, he's going to make a way for you. Like he made a way for me, he's going to do it for you. So like, don't stay in a situation longer than you need to be because you think that they love you. Anyone who can hurt you does not love you. And if you love you, then you're going to know that for yourself, that you shouldn't keep allowing something like that to happen to you.
Well, first of all, Alexis, I'm going to give you this bell for sharing all of that, because I really appreciate you for understanding that this is a safe space. And you're so right. You don't deserve domestic violence. You're able to leave. And when you are able to leave, leave. Now, Alexis, I do want to say I'm so sorry to hear that you are a victim of domestic violence and you grew up in a household where you saw and experienced domestic violence. It's never okay. And I'm glad that you are able to tell your story and that you're saying that you are a survivor and that it has had long-term negative effects on your livelihood. And again, I'm sorry, nobody deserves to ever go through that. But I'm happy to know that you have evolved. I'm happy to know that you are able to assess what you've been through and you're able to clearly see the signs. You're able to say, no, I don't deserve this. Now, again, Alexis, this is a safe space. So can I ask you a few questions?
For sure. I'm here for all of the questions.
I appreciate it. So when you were a victim of domestic violence, were you able to see it right away? Or did it take some time for you to notice, hey, this is domestic violence?
It took some time because honestly, truly, like in the beginning, it didn't seem like domestic violence for me because I grew up like fighting my brothers and sisters or whatever. So I was just thinking that like when we fought and I like see my mom like go through that too, I'm just thinking that like if he hit me, I hit him back. We just fight. We going toe to toe like we siblings, not realizing that as a lover, as a partner, like that should never go on. So in the beginning, I didn't realize it was domestic violence because I was fighting my ones too. Like I wasn't going out like no punk. You feel me?
Right.
But eventually, I'm saying. But then eventually when I realized that like, oh wait, this is actually domestic violence and I stopped fighting back because I realized that it wasn't right because I started getting closer to God and I started realizing like, healing a little bit better. I realized that my eyes was open that this is actually domestic violence. And once I stopped fighting back, that's when like it got worse and it got really, really, really bad. Like I was really like literally running for my life. I picked up my life and moved to New York. And then I came back because I just thought that, he loved me. So I thought I should just come back and try to make it work. It was just a lot. So eventually I realized, to answer your question, it was domestic violence. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Now, I'm going to say this too. There is a huge difference between play fighting and really fighting. And I'm glad that you were able to recognize that because, does it make it okay really to hit girls or hit boys or whatever? No. But I understand that in our lifestyles and in our cultures that we fight our siblings, we goof around, and that's one thing. But that also is a case of making it confusing on what is play fighting and what's not. Now, you said that what made you realize it was domestic violence was going to church, or was it something different that made you realize it was domestic violence?
It was just more so like just real. It was just like a realization when I realized that like we're not playing, like this is real life. Like we really going toe to toe right now, and I can't stand on my own 2 feet against a man. So like this is actually something that I need to realize is not safe for me. And then once I realized that it wasn't safe and that like I was literally never standing on my own 2 feet every single time, I was just fighting for my life. That's when I realized like, wait, this is domestic violence. This is not no play. Like you need to stop and you need to figure out like, how can you make this stop? It lasted for way longer than it needed to. I didn't get out immediately. It's probably like 2 years afterwards. I just allowed it to continue to happen. But eventually I was able to get out. Yeah.
I'm happy that you're able to get out. When you finally was left and you started anew, did you seek resources to help you through this?
I did call when I left. The resource I had was my family, was my village. I really, really, really poured into them because during the time when like you're going through like any type of abuse, sometimes the abuser can have a way of making you isolate yourself and make you feel like you don't really want to open up and tell people. So at some point in time, I kind of disconnected and I'm a family girl. Like I grew up with like strong connections with my family. So for me, like when I reached out to my family and they know like what I had going on was like, it was heartbreaking to them knowing that that's what I was enduring. And I was showing up in their face, smiling and stuff, bringing him around and things like that. Like it was horrible. But anyway, I had my family that I reached out to. And then I also, again, just got even closer and closer to God and just allow him to just like, healed me and mold me. It's still a day-to-day healing process, honestly. But between God and my family and therapy, I definitely went to therapy. I was blessed to have the opportunity to go to therapy and speak on those situations. So God, my family, and therapy has really helped me out.
I love that. And like I said earlier, there are so many different resources you can seek out. Even if you don't call the domestic hotline, there are people in your family. There are people in your friendship circles. And like Alexa just said, she reached out to who she felt comfortable to reach out. And that is very much okay. Now, Alexa, we have 1 minute left. And I know that you're a family girl, but I also know you to be a girl's girl. And I want you to give some advice or words of encouragement to anybody, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, sexuality, or above, what they can do if they are victims of domestic violence.
Yes, domestic violence has no gender. Although I'm a girl's girl, I'm a people's people as well. I'm a people's person. Domestic violence comes in, you can be a male and be in domestic violence. Anyway, so long story short, you just have to know that you are worthy. You have to start speaking life into yourself. And once someone starts telling you what you are not, because you know who you are so much, you're going to be able to say, actually, I'm not that. And then once you realize that they keep pouring that negative energy into you, then you're going to be like, wait a second, it's time for me to take a step back and to just, focus on myself. And in the process of just, going from being a domestic and just being your own person, you just have to be patient with yourself, trust your healing, trust your journey, trust your process, and just know that, life works out for you. God will never leave you nor forsake you. He gives you life to have hope in the future. And just don't think that because you're in this season right now that he's going to leave you there, because once you get out of that season, you're going to be one step closer to your promised land and everything is going to be beautiful. You still have fight to your promised land, but it's going to be worth it at the end of the day.
Yes, thank you so much, Alexis. Thank you. Everybody on social media is clapping for you, applauding for you. You're the absolute best. People are saying, Alexis, you rock. This is the end of the Jaime Dee show. But Alexis, let everybody know how they can find you on social media.
Yes, so you guys can find me on social media at Alexis Lejona. It's Alexis. Lejona is Lejona. That's all social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. But yes, you can feel free to hit me up with my DMs. I'm always open to talk about it, and I'm here for y'all, just like y'all here for me.
Thank you, Alexis. You have a great rest of your day. I'm proud of you. Keep being amazing and keep being a survivor. You are worthy and you are deserving. Everybody, thank you so much for coming and paying attention to the Jaime Dee show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST, and live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee show. If you want to promote your business, products, or services, hit us up at info@jaimedee.com. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. What's up, everybody? You were just tuned into the Jaime Dee show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. If you aren't in the Las Vegas area, you can catch my show live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee show. That's TheJaimeDeeshow. If you want to advertise your business on my show, email us at info@jaimedee.com. Thank you all so much for your support. See you tomorrow.